Hey guys, David Blackston with Blackston Financial Advisory Group. Hey, last week, man, we had some great talk with Bruce Hancock about reverse mortgages. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions out there about reverse mortgages, the pros, the cons. We talked a little bit about this. One of the biggest misses out there is if I do a reverse mortgage, I don't own my home anymore. That's not true, is it, Bruce?
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh, you hear everything. That's one of the reasons, if you get our book, called Have You Ever Been Bitten by an Elephant? The Definitive Guide to Retiring Well. Drew and I talk in here about the 6 deadly mistakes retirees make today when it comes to their money. And one of them, Bruce, is they talk too much to their neighbors about their money and getting all these crazy ideas. So we're here today to debunk that. But I told you last week, I'm going to let Bruce talk to you about how you can purchase a home using a reverse mortgage. I've never heard of such a thing. Fill us in on how that works.
Well, it's actually fairly simple and very user-friendly. Many times, and this goes with whether it's a reverse purchase or a reverse refi, many times people can benefit that have, let's just say, history problems, whether they have banged up credit and they go to Wells Fargo and they can't get a line of credit because their credit score is a 550, or they can't prove income, so Wells Fargo doesn't want to give them that line of credit. And the same with the reverse purchase, which we call H4P, HECM for purchase. The reverse purchase is basically the same as a normal purchase, except you don't make mortgage payments.
That sounds too good to believe. You don't make mortgage payments.
You don't make mortgage payments.
Who makes them?
Well, here's how it works. In fact, the best scenario I can give you would be one that recently happened to me, where a woman in the 82 years old range was living in a trailer park. She had a manufactured home. And the trailer park was really going downhill, upkeep. The other trailers were falling apart and everything, so she had to get out. She wanted to get out, I should say. But she didn't want another trailer manufactured home. She wanted a regular stick-built home. She only had Social Security. That's all she had. She could not afford a mortgage payment. So the real estate agent called me up and said, Bruce, I don't think you can help me. She said, but Mrs. Smith is selling her home, her manufactured home, for $40,000, but she wants a stick-built home, and I don't think we can do anything. She won't qualify for a mortgage. So I ran it through our system. Our software system is called Tango, so if I use that in the future. So I ran it through Tango, and she qualified for a home valued at $92,000. She ended up buying a home at $84,000, but she put down her money, the money that she got from the sale of her trailer, and obviously she had to pay some closing costs, and she bought a home for $84,000. The difference, let's just call it $44,000, is a balance that she has whenever she decides to sell her home, or if she dies and her kids inherit the home. They have to pay back the $44,000 plus the interest that it's accrued over the course of her life, or as long as she's been in the home. So now the real estate agent and the buyer, they think I walk on water, when really it's just a program.
So let me ask you a question. You said something there that I hear a lot of people that they say, misconception. Are the kids liable for the debt for mom and dad's reverse mortgage?
Well, the heirs will inherit the home.
So the only way they can get the home is to pay the loan off.
Yes,
like you would on a regular mortgage.
Correct. Exactly.
So no difference. The only difference is the balances are going to be a little bit higher because you haven't been making payments.
Correct.
But they're not liable. The kids could just say, we don't want the house.
Well, obviously, there's equity in the home.
Right.
So that $84,000 home 10 years from now is going to be $120 or whatever it may be. The balance is not going to be $44 anymore. It's going to be $60 or whatever it may be.
Gotcha.
So they're going to want to sell the home.
But like in this lady's case, her mobile home that she sold didn't bring $84,000. She only paid maybe half of what the new house cost down, and the rest of it.
She put less than half down. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
about
got
60% if calculation. Oh no, that's close to half. Yeah.
Wow.
60,
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? How many of y'all out there today knew that you could even do that? You know, a lot of people today you could probably have a bigger home today.
Correct.
Using a reverse mortgage than you could using a traditional mortgage.
If I can give you another example, I have a realtor friend in Sarasota. I knew him from Jersey, and he called me up. He had a New Jersey guy moving to Sarasota. He shows him around, and the guy sold his home in Jersey for 300 grand, and he does not want a mortgage payment. He comes to Sarasota with 300. That's all he had to pay for a home. He didn't like anything he saw for 300,000. So Mike, the realtor, called me up and said, "Can you do anything?" I ran him through the system. He was able to buy a home for 4.25, 425,000, and he only needed, if memory serves, out of his 300, he only needed 180.
Wow.
So he got to keep 120 in his pocket
Wow.
to invest,
Yeah.
and he got his home for 4.25.
Whereas if he'd have gone a traditional mortgage, he'd have had payments. He'd probably had to put more money down.
Correct.
He wouldn't have had that nest egg left over.
Yes.
Wow, great thing.
Yeah.
So again, let me go back on something. At any time, does the government own my home?
No, never.
I've heard people say, they'll come in and they'll say, well, I don't want to do a reverse mortgage because the government will own my home.
No. As long as, I mean, you're obligated to make your property tax payments and your homeowner's insurance payments and your HOA fees if you have them, just like you do with any other home. So yeah, you can have a foreclosure from a tax lien, for instance.
But you'd have that anyway.
You'd have that
Even if you
anyway.
didn't own your house, you'd have a tax. You could have that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Folks, I know this is kind of short and to the point, but I wanted you to see the advantages. A lot of things, opportunities are out there. Now, it's kind of like I talk about in the educational events I do. All products are suitable, not all are in your best interest. And the only way to find out what's in your best interest is sit down with this man. Give him a call. Will you go to their home?
Yes.
You'll go to their
I go to their
homes,
home.
sit
Yeah.
down with them. Are they under any obligation?
No.
They got to give you coffee and tea and something to eat, right? But other than that, there's no obligation.
Bottle of wine will help.
Bottle of wine would help.
Yeah.
Don't do the wine till after the application's over. But it wouldn't be a bad idea if you've even thought about a reverse mortgage, but you were a little hesitant because your neighbor next door said, "Oh, it's the worst thing you could ever do." Might not be a bad idea to give Bruce a call. Bruce, what's your phone number?
My office number is 352-633-3204.
Give that again.
It's 352-633-3204. I thought you were testing me. And my cell phone, if you need me right away, is 609-617-5723.
Now, I asked this last week of Bruce, and if you weren't listening to the show, I'm assuming that you can just go out there and you can see last week's show by just, how do we can get that online. They can see it there, so you can see this. But I did ask Bruce. I said, some of y'all are listening to us outside the state of Florida. Bruce, you told us you're licensed in New Jersey as well.
New Jersey,
and Florida. But the company that you work for is all over the United States. So if somebody is hearing this in, say, Alabama, and you're interested, you want to hear more about reverse mortgages, still call Bruce, and Bruce can hook you up with a Bruce in Alabama that can help you out. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Great. Folks, we've had a great time today. Hopefully we've told you some stuff about reverse mortgages, how you can buy a house. Why, gosh, buy a home using a reverse mortgage. I think that's the neatest thing since Cracker Jacks. Again, if you haven't got our book, you need to get it. If you've ever been bit by an elephant, The Definitive Guide to Living Well, call us, folks, here at the office, 352-633-9046. If you're outside the state of Florida, you can call us toll-free at 888-319-5656. Check us out on the web, blackstonefinancialgroup.com. While you're out there, you might want to listen to us. We're on the radio every Friday, 9:05, 9:35 Eastern Time. You can go to my790am.com, listen to that show. You guys have a great time. We'll see you next week.
Bye.